Welcome to Center of Light Foundation. We are the tribe, we are the nation. Good to see you always, though I can't really see you. It's good to see you. Hello, everyone. Hello, 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 hello. Om Sri Saram Guru Devadatta. Om Sri Saram Guru Devadatta. Om Sri Saram Guru Devadatta. Is a feeling that I just got to say that prayer of gratitude to the Lord who is on the earth today. I am Keith Anthony Blanchard. Good to see you. Known as Yanava. Center of Light Foundation. If you're interested in following Center of Light Foundation on Roku, everything is up and running. Videos are populating. I am grateful. I am grateful. Very full inside. The way you do that is you go to your TV or your Roku device. But don't go per se to Roku. Just go to the home page where all the apps are. Roku, Netflix, Hulu, ESPN, all that stuff on that page. Look on the left-hand panel, scroll down, you see search channels, I believe. Click on search channels. You'll see a little purple box about right there. It says search for channels again, kind of thing. Type in Center of Light, click on it and type in Center of Light Foundation. Add Center of Light Foundation to your list and give me a good review. Hello, Dolores Cornia. It's good to see you, girl. We were talking about you and I. We read a lot of the same books. My first book was You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. My first book was Louise Hay's You Can Heal Your Life. It opened the door for me. I was in Hawaii on the beach, playing music and getting paid for it. And then I moved into Way of the Peaceful Warrior, followed by Sacred Journey of the Peaceful Warrior, followed by Jonathan Livingston Seagull. So you and I read and I read all the Wayne Dyer stuff and all the Deepak Chopra stuff, and God knows what kind of stuff I crammed into his skull. She said, I read that as well. Yeah, I saw that. That's why I brought it up, because I knew we read the same books, because I saw that in your post that you read Jonathan Livingston Seagull. What a phenomenal book. Tonight is Center of Light Foundation. Cosmic. A big pain in the glass. We're going to get to some of that crazy, beautiful nonsense here shortly. The eclipse. Change is afoot. We had a solar eclipse recently. We had a lunar eclipse, which is known as the beaver, or there's a beaver moon, I believe. Beaver eclipse, whatever it's called. Beaver moon. And then we have 11/11 showing up in 3 days. It's a lot. Eclipse, light, dark, solar eclipse, light, dark, lunar eclipse, light, dark, solar eclipse, solar, light, moon, dark, and then the door is going to open. The door to magic. Dear Lord, I hope and pray it brings us all through this tragic battlefield called politics. Change is afoot, I tell you. He who cannot obey himself will be commanded. Without purpose, man does not live well. Purpose is the reason for anything. It is the force that drives everything. How to transform the ego. When you use your ego to help other people, your ego is transformed into purpose. You see, for without ego, there can be no purpose. So ego has a very valuable role. Hello, Robert. It takes ego to drive a car. So instead of just existing in the ego, the the monkey mind, The monkey always wants a task, so you give the monkey a task. You let your ego do things for other people. The monkey likes to be busy, so give him something to be busy for that is beneficial. You cannot drive a car without ego. You cannot go bowling without an ego. You can't, because in fact your interest is nothing worldly at all. You'd be in a Himalayan cave oming this life sentence into book after book after book after book, the Akashic Hall of Records. Without ego, you begin to leave not only the earth, you begin to leave the mind, the confused, distorted mind. But one way we can purify the mind, the ego, is to use the ego to help other people, to do things on purpose, conscious purpose, that is. 2023 is right around the corner. The year of getting right with your Lord. Whatever your Lord is, it's the same Lord as mine, even though it's called by different names. This is the year. Are you conscious of your speaking? If not, you're just talking. When you pray to God for yourself, be willing to fall into your ignorance to be found in the truth. When you find your true self in loneliness, you will never feel alone again. Tonight's presentation is about what you can do as you become spiritually liberated. The things that you will be able to do, the things that are your birthright in your spiritual liberation. This is why many reasons I walk my spiritual walk or live the way I live my life. One of them, majorly, is all the bells and whistles, the cosmic, tonight is centered like cosmic, a big pane in the glass. One of the main reasons I've chosen this path once I realized the many benefits it has. One of my favorite is cosmic excursions. Hello, Denny. I love cosmic jaunts. I love cosmic rendezvous. So before we move on to fully blast it out, tonight's presentation of one cosmic experiences that I've had as an example to help reveal to you what is possible. You do it at night anyway, you just don't remember. We're talking about the integration that happens in the elation that happens when you become conscious and you become liberated in your spiritual self through the dirty, clogged, tainted mind, the filter. Talk a little bit more about the eclipse, November 8th. Destiny. Again, we had a solar eclipse recently and we just had a lunar eclipse, and now we're moving into November 11th, 11/11. The eclipses and this door that's opening, coincidentally they happen all together in this same little period? I think not. Coincidentally, they all happen in the same little period along with the political season. November 8th, destiny, a turning point. Expect the unexpected. That which is meant for you will not pass you by. But however it arrives depends on your choices, actions, and attachments. Take the steps. Do what needs to be done, no matter how scary, difficult, or uncomfortable it may be. Keep an open mind and be open to change. The only thing that will never change is change itself. This is also the time of karmic justice. Truths will be revealed. Pay attention to your feelings, what's been on your mind, what you have been passionate about, and what you have been attracted to over the last few days. This is giving you a glimpse, a glimpse into what will soon be a part of your future lifestyle. Eclipse energy report. We're in a powerful transformation since the solar eclipse, and soon we'll experience another phase with 1111 portal. The eclipse season always brings great change that can also be seen in the physical, not just felt in the energies. It brings changes to our energetic system, but also the physical reality because of the higher timelines. A lot of you experience extreme tiredness, fatigue, and a daily lack of energy. Whole body tiredness not relieved by sleep, nausea, vertigo, pressure in the head, the sacral chakra, stomach, womb, etc. We are not clearing just our own fears, wounds, and blocks, but also the collective ones. The false beliefs and society rules that keeping us stuck in low frequency energy. Our DNA is being upgraded. Often you will hear your ears ring when you get a download. We have progressed so much that we have made it into higher level changes, and they can be seen in the physical life. Small victories on many levels can be felt, and they bring additional change of the old system. Old guard politicians are being forced out. All of them, really, until we make room for a divine leader to step in who has the consciousness to pray humbly, Spirit, what do I do in such a situation? And mean it. Not just fluff, puff, and propaganda. Small victories on many levels can be felt, and they are bringing additional change to the old system. It feels like a snowball effect. Notice that your aura is bigger and brighter, that you can connect to your soul. Homecoming cross from the bridge to the soul easier. This will help us in the second phase of the eclipse season, where we will be pushed to release the hidden emotion baggages and blockages and open up to the powerful new beginnings of 1111 energy. Hello, Melinda, my brother Robert. I did say hi to Robert. He gets a double dose. Elaine, hello, beautiful Elaine. Elaine knows about some sunlight. She's always posting sunlight. So tonight is cosmic, a big pain in the glass. What is the big pain in the glass? My purpose for this presentation tonight is to share with you the experiences I've had during dreamscape. These are not dreams. Are you sure? I am absolutely sure. A dream is when you sleep and you watch a movie very fast and you wake up and you remember your dream. A conscious soul experience is when you wake up into a dream scenario. You go, oh, I'm here. Ready Player One, I am here. And you actually realize that you have a body laying on a bed. Well, it's right next to you. You're still in it, just deeper into it. But metaphorically, you have a body laying on a bed gazillions of light years away. Then you become hyper aware. Then you can interact. Then you become conscious. Hello, Lord Fleckner. So tonight's presentation is about cosmic. Some of my experience to push you along, to make you want it a little more, a little deeper, a little stronger. And the magical thing is once you get really good at this, even in your sleepscapes, they begin to crossfade into this world. And then when we become more aware on that side of the veil and we have conscious experiences, when we become more conscious in sleep in what we call wake world, our eyes open, we become more conscious to realize that this is the fantasy. This is not real. So they begin to shake hands. So I suggest you put your hands together in namaskar and pray your way through the veil. When you become conscious in the dream realm, fully conscious, full-blown lit, get jiggy with, you become aware of the higher reality. When you are able to succeed in that way, this world, when you go to work, you open-eyed life here, then you begin to integrate the contrast, the confusion, the illusion, and all that is not real. Yes, your life is real. Yes, the stuff in the world happens is real, but it pales in comparison to that which is really real. It's real for anything is real for any of us because we experience it. More real than the this and the that's, the thises and the that's, is the experience. What are you experiencing? Are you experiencing the joy and feeling of bliss, ecstasy, nirvana? Or are you feeling feelings? Oh, excuse me, are you feeling emotions? Feelings helps you to understand, experience who you are. Emotions, pretty much, are who you are not. We're going to dive into cosmic tonight. A big pane in the glass. I got some pretty powerful experiences I want to share with you. That should be a good kick and the buttocks in a good way for magical experiences. Song break. I'll be right back. It's warm in my apartment. I got the air conditioner on and it's warm and think about it. We're in November and right now it's 80 degrees in Memphis. Oh my God. All right, gonna take a song break. Gonna be right back. How about you are perfect in every way and feeling your perfection. Feeling, I didn't say emote it. Feel your perfection. And you will understand your cosmic birthright. I will see you shortly.
time to love, and a time to trust, and a time to know you are love. Time to know you are love. So let the love of God on you. It's always been that way. It's time to celebrate what you are. It's time to celebrate who you are. It's time to celebrate that you are.
That was a mistake button. Welcome back to Center of Light Foundation. Tonight is Cosmic, a big pane in the glass. The purpose of this presentation is to share with you some magical, cosmic, divine, delicious, scrumptious, yummy, delectable experiences I've had throughout my soon-to-be 59 years. a massage full of fire, all about the fire. There's fire everywhere, the divine fire. So let me share with you this presentation with these things that many of you probably have already experienced. But if you have, fantastic. And if you haven't, we're going to get you fantastic. And also, I'm going to do a how to do it in the backside of this presentation. Here we go. Again, tonight, it helps me to read the title. It helps me stay focused and on point. Tonight is sort of like cosmic, a big pane in the glass. So Keith, we understand cosmic, but what's the big pane in the glass? Well, we're going to get to that shortly. Well, in a little bit. Many years ago, many years ago, I come to a state of the dream. Everything's moving very fast. Even when you become conscious, it still moves fast, but it's not as fast because there's no time there. And it's not about information, it's about information, being in a formation. People may talk because we're used to having people and energies and souls and entities and energies talk. That's not really what's happening. The mind needs it because that's how the mind understands. But what happens is this integration on levels of communication that in these experiences, in these realities, is the true language. It's energy. Many years ago, I come to a state of consciousness to realize, I'm in a castle. I'm unconscious because even if I was conscious, I'd be, I'm in a castle. But I was in this castle unconsciously when it came to awareness. I'm in a castle. Wow. Well, Keith, chill out, chill. Whoa, take a breath. As if you could breathe there. Take a breath. And I became full-blown aware. And I'm walking in this castle, but in this room of this castle, it looked like a church. Castles seem to be Gothic, dark. Game of Thrones, dark. But I'm now conscious and I'm walking down the aisle of this church with pews on both sides. I'm still in the castle, but it's a church. And I'm moving toward the stage, the altar. And as I do, I'm about to become altered. And for some reason, I'm looking down on the floor and watching my steps down the carpet and seeing all the pews peripherally. And when I get close to the front, about here's the goal line. I'm on the 30-yard line. So as I'm walking, and because I'm looking down, I see pumps, high heels, fishnet stockings, fantastic legs as I'm scanning up. All this body stuff, right? And as I get right up to about here, I'm going, wow, these women are hot. And right about that time, they begin to ask me, hey, big guy, you want to come hang out with us for a little while? I'm like, wow, absolutely. And then I scan up their body, the last little bit to their face. And what I saw was not good at all. All the oohing and ahhing went nowhere. It left me to fantasy and imagination when I'm conscious, or at least trying to be. And I soon found how to become even more conscious. When I saw what they looked like, it looked very cat-like. Not that cats are demonic, but this was a different kind of thing. Hey, you want to come hang out with us? I was like, well, I appreciate the invite, but I'm going to pass. Well, what you going to do? Where are you going? I'm going to go outside. So, well, that's the last thing you want to do because the sun will burn you. And I said, that's exactly why I'm going to do it, because I know it's going to purify me. So I walk outside and immediately I could feel this on my being. It hurt, but it was purposeful. That gave me some alleviation. It buffered the pain of this world maybe, the pain of being unconscious. And then when I walk outside, I walked into the sun and I had that experience. And everything seemed very fluid, very watery. If you've seen the movie Contact with Jodie Foster, when she went through the wormhole, she got out, she was touching the cosmos, she took off her gloves. Ding! Ding! It was that liquidy. And then I blacked out. Only to come to awareness again, laying on my back in a meadow. And there's a 25-foot cross at my feet because I'm laying. And there's a 25-foot cross. And I begin to see in black and white, implying the past, since I was born to that present moment. And I can also hear in my ear all those years flashing by in my mind's eye of the dialogue of everything that happened to that point. And I begin to sit up in a sit-up crunch, like, you're doing sit-ups, doing crunches. And I did the crunch, and when I got all the way abdomen, power, change of power. When I got all the way up, I said the word love and one long drone mantra. Love! That lasted, which seemed like forever. And in so doing, I felt all the negativity I've collected up until that point in my life leave my experience. A door opened up, wormhole, Jodie Foster, wormhole opened up, and I shot through a cosmic event. Wormholes do exist, I'm here to tell you so. I moved through God's speeds, through the cosmos, making universal right turns and left turns, flying at God knows what kind of speed. And all I kept thinking to myself in this experience was, oh my God, this is natural. I've been doing this forever. When I came out of this experience through the wormhole, I'm in a space of absolute stillness. I'm no longer using my eyes. My awareness of the void and nothing is my eye. Something said, look up, Keith, though there is no really up when you're in this level of reality. Metaphorically, figuratively, look up, Keith. So I look up because we imply angelic beings as being higher and up. So Keith looks up. and I see 12 angelic beings. I think all of them were female. My intuition has said they're all female. I don't know if they were somewhat large and really close, or very far away and very huge. I don't know. I just know the experience was expansive and huge in and of itself. And they're dancing this way, counterclockwise, as if they're doing the maypole dance. And they sent me a prompting which said, join us, and off they swooshed to another level of reality. And I'm still thinking about whether I want to or not, but the part of me that thought about that I wanted to was enough. And in their swooshing, I got pulled into their vortex. And I moved through many light years, whatever terms we can use to deem it, call it. And we stopped. If there is such a thing, and those higher God levels as levels or layers, which there really isn't. It was a layer in my own mind to explain to me where the angels and myself went to was next is something else. Meaning you're in Memphis and you're about to cross the Mississippi line. That invisible line. That invisible line was a way for me to understand that this is where we are in this beautiful, infinite, expansive space. But now, one little quark, subatomic particle step further into the next layer, it all changes. And it was God. I was standing at the Godhead, humbly on my knee. And I was invited in. Keith, come in if you choose. And the curtain was pulled up about like such. And it gave me a glimpse of what is happening inside the Godhead, and it looks like this. And the curtain dropped down again. So I guess the question is, tell me more. Did you go in? I will tell you more. I did not. I wasn't afraid to die physically, though that could have happened if I would have stepped into that fire. I was more concerned about the me that I knew as me all those years ago was going to die. And I was not ready for that to happen. These experiences belong to you. They are you. We get so lost in the noise of the world. Hello, election season. It keeps us from the majesty, from the reason we're here in the first place, which is to become illumined, to change everything. Purpose. Experience number 2. Having an out-of-body experience many years ago. Well, can you imagine what it's like to move through a wall energetically? You know your spirit when you're in these levels of consciousness, in these realms of consciousness. I'm just going to move through the wall. How did Jesus change water into the wine? He moved through the wall. So I moved through the wall to go to where I was going to go to. And as I'm moving through this wall, I felt the wood, the sheetrock. I even felt the paint. And then if you get stuck, don't freak out. Just realize that you've laxed, got a little lazy, got oh my God, this is so crazy and so cool. Compose yourself, use your will, and push forth, push through. Did the same thing with a chain link fence. Went through a chain link fence only to go back, hence to look at the chain link fence, and I could see my energy all over it. These experiences are you at your essence. When I asked Swamiji, what is it like to be you? Do you sleep? He says, I never sleep. I go into trance. I go into trance. He never sleeps. He never eats. He does not eat. He does not eat food. He does not sleep. He even told someone close to me, don't come into my quarters after 10 o'clock at night. And they responded, why? And he says, you won't understand what you see. He never sleeps. He's in that ever-present I am awareness. This is our birthright. Are you getting better every day, every night? Of becoming conscious of the other side, but also conscious of the illusion and the falsehood of how this world could spin us. Well, you're in the perfect time. Hello, election season. November, as of today, now it's going to really get loud. I've been aboard many craft. You have been aboard many craft. Are you crafting yourself in such a way that you can be aware of these experiences that are your birthright? With these cosmic others, they're here to help, they're here to support. And they're jealous and envious all at the same time. They want to be you, so much so, they want to support you in being the best you that you can be, because they know that in doing so, puts them in queue. We have the capacity of feeling. Many of these celestial beings don't. But they understand enlightenment. Many civilizations are full-blown lit. But the joy of being human is having feeling, not just information, being in a formation. It's being so deep in formation that simply being embodied is an elation. For extraterrestrials, higher level ones, it's about the knowledge, technology. I'm not saying they don't have a feeling base at all, but it's nothing like the human base. We have all been taken, really not beyond your will, but simply, hey, I'm going to hang out at the club tonight. You want to ride? Sure. Jump in. You need gas money? No, I don't need gas money. This is on me. Cosmically, we have all been aboard these craft. When I say craft, it doesn't necessarily mean physical hardware craft. It can mean that. But a lot of times it means a software craft, because many of these beings are interdimensional. They don't need to appear above your house to abduct you along with cattle to take you to another place. Though I've had both. You have had both. Everyone cosmically, not everyone, many around the cosmos are here to help. They're here to experience. And they get their joy watching you be human on your human Center of Light Foundation Roku TV. Let's see what's happening on this series of Earth tonight. Yeah, let's watch that. Everybody pops their popcorn and gets their treats and their drink and and they're watching from afar, but ever near. They're clear that they want to be next in line to have experience what we do. So they, we, and you are always venturing out, more so venturing in. Short pause, going to be right back. Stick around. I have some length, even though I'm 5'4". Stick around, share this everywhere for those who are spiritually adept or want to be more so conscious to move through higher level experiences. This is what it is for me. I love being of service. Being of service gives me the opportunity to be serviced to higher dimensions of light, consciousness, reality, higher dimensions of the B'nai Or, the brotherhood of light, the sisterhood of light. Tonight is Center of Light, Cosmic. Coming soon after this break, a big pane in the glass. I saved it for last because Swamiji even said, yes, this is a real fact. You had this experience with Sai Baba. I'll share that with you shortly.
Making one of 100 million pieces, making one of each and every heart, giving one love like you really mean it, seeing one in each other every day. Loving one is how to get to heaven. Sharing one, the love that you are. Hearing one, that little voice inside. Being one with all the people. Teaching one all the children about love. Lives to make a difference, caring for one who really needs a friend, opening one to truth that they see, yeah. Lifting one to of happiness, receiving one love that's your gift. Think as one ends the separation. Being one saves the world. Teaching one all the children about love. Finding one your own peaceful heart. Causing one to feel peace too. And that's the way.
Welcome back to Center of Light. Tonight we are cosmic. No longer cosmetic. Trying to disguise, prim this world to look better than it actually is. This world is beautiful, mind you. But the mind is not so tame. It's a monkey that can get loud. Hello, Kelly Bird. A big pain in the glass, which sounds like a big pain in the glass. We're going cosmic tonight. If you have had any cosmic experiences, cosmic awakening, you, my friend, my sister, my brother, my sibling, are a fortunate individual. Some people born made to wave the flag. Ooh, the red, white, and blue. It ain't me. It ain't me. I ain't the fortunate one. No. You are the fortunate one. Your birthright is to be there, here. Are you here? There? That's the magic. So get out of the tragic. You can choose not to get lost in the election. Nonsense. It may be a beautiful story to you. I hear you. I feel you. Sometimes too much cheesecake is not a good thing. Analogously. Cosmically, let's keep on with the presentation tonight, is speaking about my jaunts, my excursions, my rendezvous, not out of body, but deeper within myself. So much so that I'm in my soul. But it requires the work that has been told that we need to do to be able to play in that arena. The arena of light versus the circus. So I'm sharing with you my experiences only as an example of what can happen to you, for you, with you, through you, because of you, which is forever. Things that can reflect to you what you are worth and deserve. Many years ago, as I got on this unconscious walk, unconsciously hoping to endeavor towards a better Keith or a better being. My mentor, Mike, invited me over to his house. I went to his upstairs room and he laid me down on the ground, on the floor, and put me into a breathing meditation called rebirthing. It's exactly what happens when you do such a thing. God is breath. Breath is life. God is life. God is breath. Breath is life. So he instructed me, Keith, just kind of chill out, shake yourself around a little bit. You know, do your thing and relax. So I did all that. So he instructs me to start breathing. So Keith, who believed in this mentor so much, he had a way about him I could not ignore. So I began to breathe. So he says, Keith, now I really want you to pick your breath up. So much so, and so deeply so. I said, how so? And he said, like this. So Keith started ing. My body began to shift. My first time I've ever experienced this. My awareness, my depth began to shift and began to change. After a few minutes of that, he goes, now, Keith, I want you to very passionately, very intensely, very intentfully get at it. Get to woodshed. I didn't ask questions. I did what Mike said. After about 30 minutes, 10 minutes of that, there's no more effort in trying to do it. The body takes over. But after about 30 minutes of that, I fell asleep. Often, many of us fall asleep during meditation because we're relaxed. We're falling into spirit. Spirit is relaxed. Spirit is not stressed. So I fell asleep. And my sleep only lasted, I'm assuming, I have no way of knowing, I would just pick a number, 30 seconds, a minute. Still breathing, because the body is doing it automatically. But I went unconscious. And I came back to realize that I'm back again. I dozed off, and I'm breathing like a madman. So when that was done, after an hour and a half of ing, when I felt done, my body stopped breathing consciously in that way. I just went back to my eyes still closed. This breath technique is called rebirthing. Look up rebirthing, breathing technique, Sandra Ray. That'll give you a lot of information. And so when it was done, I laid in the bliss. You can try it now. Breathe. Do that for 1 minute. Well, Keith, I'm going to hyperventilate. No, you're not hyperventilating. You're actually breathing consciously. You do that for a minute, and then you stop, and you will feel your body begin to buzz. No, not begin. You will feel your buzzing body because you've increased the light quotients in your matrix, in your infrastructure, in your being. So I went unconscious for what I would think would be 30 seconds, only to wake up for 30 more minutes to lay there in this ultimate bliss of, oh my godness, where has this been all of my life? So thinking that was the end of it all. That would have been enough. 2 nights later, I go to a nightclub. You ready for this? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? So 2 nights later, I go to a nightclub, Stage Stop. The Stage Stop on Stage Road in Memphis, Tennessee. To hang out on a Monday night, in fact. To eat $2 hamburgers and fries. Many years ago. And I'm on the other side of the club, near the dartboards. And through the door, which is probably 60, 75 feet, 60 feet, 50 feet away, where, so I just knocked my glasses off, where my friend, a friend of mine, just came through the door to come into the club to be a part of the activities. So I'm playing darts, and I turn around, just kind of look at the room, and Tammy Kilby Shore walks into the door. So as I scan the room, I see Tammy walk in, and I go, no fucking way. She walks into the door, and from 50 feet away, I wave at her, and she waves back. And I say, come see me when you can, kind of thing. She says, so we just got finished playing darts. I'm sitting at a table, and Tammy and her boyfriend comes into the club. And so now I said, just join us here at the table. There's a couple, 3, 4 seats. So her and the boyfriend decided to hang out with us for the rest of the night to watch a phenomenal band. So Tammy says, hey, Keith, what's going on? Hey, girl, what's happening? It's good to see you. An old girlfriend of mine. Lovely. Beautiful. I hope it can be that, whatever. She's that lovely in her Christian walk. She means it. She's for real. So she says, Keith, what's been going on? I said, well, Tammy, I'm going to share something with you that happened 2 days ago. And I know your path is very different than mine. They're the same, but I need you to play this out with me. She said, Keith, I love you, sure. I said, what were you doing 2 days ago? She began to tell me and said, before you answer, 2 days ago, I was in a meditation doing some serious breath work to be with God. And I ended up in your automobile. She said, what? I said, Tammy, just play this out with me. She said, sure, Keith. I ended up in your automobile. She said, okay, tell me more about it. I said, I don't know. I was at the dome light of your car, looking down, and you got into the car on the passenger side. There was someone driving whatever car, and the car was a standard. It was a stick shift. And you were wearing baggy pleated blue jeans. You had a pendant around your neck, and you had brown pointed shoes on. And what really threw me for a loop was you were wiping the back seat, you were wiping your seat down as a passenger with a white cloth. I saw you doing this. And her eyes are getting from this size to this size. She goes, I can see it in her eyes. There's no way he can possibly know this is happening. And I told her, I saw this go down. And I said, what was this wiping this seat down with this white cloth about? She goes, Keith, 2 days ago at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, which was when I was with my mentor, Mike, she realized that early that morning she left her windows open and it rained in her car. And she got a towel from her back seat, a white towel, to wipe down her vehicle that was wet. So I asked her, so what was the deal about you being a passenger? Like you, like me, like most of us, we drive predominantly everywhere we go. Once in a while, we ride with other people. But here's the kicker. That day, someone else drove her car, her boyfriend that was sitting right there. How often do people drive your car? Not often. For whatever reasons, that day it rained in the car. She wiped it down with the white towel, the white cloth, which is a white towel. He was driving the stick shift car. She had on brown pointed shoes, baggy pleated blue jeans, and a pendant around her neck from a grandmother. I was able to astral, causal travel to someone I love very dearly to see something happen. There are many stories that surround astral travel, but it's deeper than astral travel. But that is the common term, to where you can become so lucid, you see your best friend in an astral experience that you can actually pinch them so hard, and they will call you the next day and say, I had a dream about you and you pinched me so hard. And then you will tell them or ask them, why don't you lift up the pants on your leg a little bit, and there will be a bruise. These things can happen. And it's about your experience or wanting of it, so much so that you're willing to die to integrate your birthright, which is to be cosmic, consciously, forever and ongoing. This is the whole purpose of Jesus, the whole purpose of Swamiji, Satya Sai Baba, is to be conscious indefinitely, ongoingly, foreverly. And so these steps I have taken, many of you have taken, we are taking, is to bring us into that integration experience of this place, this space that crossfades into this place. Song break. Been here for a while. Lots of talking. Lots of water needed. How about that? It's a choice. It's a choice to want to play in the cosmic terrain. Boy, did I like the way that sound. The cosmic terrain. It's a choice. It is a choice. You have a voice this election season. Hey, Keith, by the way, are you going to vote? Oh, you mean like go to that place downtown where all the things happen and write down a ballot or do this thing? No, I'm not. Well, how are you going to make a difference if you don't vote? I am voting right now. I am voting for the truth. Many of us vote for the truth as our lives are exemplary. It doesn't require pushing a button or signing a signature, because as a vibrational, sovereign being of God, you have a signature that will always exist in the conscious hall of Akashic Records. I'm voting right now. But by all means, if it is your way in pushing that button or signing that name on the ballot for the greater good for the world, then I, God bless you to do so. Please do so. See you soon. Be right back. Final segment.
There's a world apart from a man in fear. There might be a better way to appear. There's a time to trust, and a time to love, and a time to know what you are. So let the love of God on you. It's always been that way. It's time to celebrate what you are. Perfect in every way. So it's up to you, a choice to make, to promise yourself you'll celebrate. There's a time celebrate. There's a time to love, and a time to trust, and a time to know you are loved. Time to know you are loved. So let the love of God upon you. It's always been that way. It's time to celebrate what you are. It's time to celebrate who you are. It's time to celebrate that you are.
Welcome back to Center of Light. All things are possible. It is your birthright. It is the purpose of this presentation tonight. My dear, beautiful sister in Canada. Canada, is that in it? Canada? Canada. Melinda Lane says, I need a new chair. My chair is so squeaky. Melinda says, I went to your merch and I liked the hoodie, but it didn't show the same as the other sweatshirts. It didn't have your Yanava on it. I will check into that and give you the summation of what you're asking. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. Well, what about, yes, that is possible. And what, yes, that is possible as well. You are the possibility. It's your birthright. Dear Lord, it's your birthright. You came here to experience the earth and open yourself to what you are worth for the grandeur of all that is. That you can close your eyes and do your biz to get some sleep, only to awaken into another experience until you crossfade and become conscious and integrate these two realities. To wake up into one, to wake up into the other. So tonight is cosmic, a big pane in the glass. So what is this big pane in the glass? Well, I'm glad you asked. This was confirmed by Swamiji, God on Earth Today. I did say that consciously. God on Earth Today. What is a big pane in the glass? Many years ago, in one of these gallivants, these rendezvous, these spiritual excursions, Melinda says, thank you, I'm giggling now and feeling wonderful. Then I guess you were the whole reason for this presentation for me. So I'm feeling you're giddy, and thank you, sister. So what is a big pane in the glass? Swami, I told him a couple of years ago what happened, and he said, yes, this is a real fact. This actually happened to you. And not this actually happened to you because you had a real dream, meaning you had this happen to you. You ready for this? Save the best for last. So I get out into Foreverland. Oh, wow. I got out into Foreverland consciously. And I'm in space, like you see around here with these stars. See all these stars moving about? I was in that place. The void. The great infinite potential. And Bhagavan Sri, Satya Sai Baba, who died, no, let me rephrase that. Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba, who let the body lay on the earth bed forever, passed away 2011. 11 is coming soon on Easter morning. Coincidence? I don't think so. So I'm out in Foreverland. I became conscious. And there was Baba. And he says, Keith, follow me. And of course, God is standing before me. I'm like, Om Sri Saram Guru Devadatta Om Saram. Sure. I am not dreaming. I am not dreaming. I am not dreaming. I'm experiencing something of a conscious nature that belongs to me. It belongs to you. And of course, Sathya Sai Baba knows my way. He says, Keith, I know you're a funny guy. It's not allowed here. Be on your best behavior. And I will take you to some place that you deserve to see. You're worthy of seeing, but it's required that you just chill out. I said, yes, master. He says, okay. Off we went to somewhere that lasted every bit of no time at all. And we're floating in another different reality, another space, kind of space. And there is a very small shack made out of very humble material. Clay, straw, wood. And I was told that these little shacks exist everywhere in the universe. I wouldn't say they're doorways. They are, but they're not really doorways. Let me try to find the reason for their existence, which is it's a place for event. It's a place for ceremony. So Sai Baba says, okay, Keith, you can come. Behave yourself. I said, sure, master. So I find myself standing outside this little shack, sort of like that shack you may have seen in post or in images where Jesus is knocking on this little simple housing shelter thing. And so Sai Baba really doesn't knock, but that's the idea. Knock and the door shall open. So he again looks at me and says, Keith, we're about to go inside. Remember what I told you. Behave yourself. So as soon as we walk in, cross over the threshold, Sai Baba instructed me, he goes, Keith, stand right there and just stay out the way. I said, sure. And when soon as Sai Baba, which is the Godhead, Jesus is the Godhead, Buddha is the Godhead, Swamiji is the Godhead, but this is the Godhead beyond any identification as Swamiji, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, Mother Teresa, Sai Ma, Anandamayi Ma. This is the Godhead. So when he walked into the little shack, everyone, all men, I don't know why, I have a feeling why, but I'll let that unfold shortly. But all men, soon as Sai Baba and I walk in and he instructs me to sit right there and behave myself and be quiet, they all begin to genuflect, not necessarily get on their knees, but genuflect in the form of worship. Worship meaning not Sai Baba as a being, but Sai Baba as being. The highest incarnation that we all are truly seeing and seeking. So after the meet and greet of everyone, Baba's here, and you stand up and until he says, okay, you can sit down now, kind of thing. So standing in this room, it's a shotgun shack. It's a shack, but it's a shotgun shack. It's more cylindrical, it's more rectangle than it is square or round or anything. It's just this little shack, and it goes about from where I was, let me pick a number, 30 feet, 40 feet. And the way this was laid out, tonight is cosmic, a big pane in the glass. The way this shack was laid out was, there are no other rooms, it's one room. But at the length of this room, from where, 8 feet from where I'm at, 30 feet back, the length of a picnic table, park bench table, that could sit 12 people on each side, all the way down the length of this room, this shack. And so I'm here, Baba's at the center, God is at the center, God is the center. And the length of this table were benches the length of the table as well, with 12 men and 12 men. and about a 6-foot space, and that was the edge of the width of this shack. But also the length of this shack on the shelf, there was 2 shelves, one on each side, that went the length of the table exactly, as well as the benches where the 12 illumined, some not, masters occupied and sat. But on this shelf, on these shelves, were busts, clay bust, if you will. I don't know if it's clay, but clay bust of the person who sat where they sat from front all the way to back. Right behind them on the shelf. Clay bust. Except for, tonight is a big pane in the glass. Except for Master C. That was his name, Master C. A Tibetan monk who sat, I'm here, Bob is here, here's the table, 3rd row, 3rd position on the left is where Master C sat. And this is real. This happens. It's a spiritual black belt test before any of us can move into the highest realms of glory. So Master C today was his spiritual black belt test. Sai Baba says, Master C stepped forward. So this little Tibetan Buddhist monk steps forward right in front of me, because he's about to take the same test that all these masters have taken as to why they're able to claim their accolade, their reward, that bust on those shelves is proof that you have passed your test for all eternity. Can never be disputed in the Akashic Hall of Records for eternity. Here's the proof. In other words, it's your black belt that you tie around your waist every time you go into the dojo. So Master C steps up in front of Sathya Sai Baba and I and gets on his knees. Tonight is cosmic. A big pane in the glass. So what is this test? To prove that you are a master. Well, Master C drops to his knees and holds a pane, a big pane of glass in front of his face. We think the face has to do with head, has to do with consciousness. It does, but it doesn't. But it makes sense. So he holds this pane of glass in front of his face. And his spiritual black belt test is that he has to project his consciousness into a mold of clay so strongly that it leaves an impression, not physically, using his will to project himself through this pane of glass to impress into this clay, so that when it hardens, they can make a mold of it and put it behind him, 3rd position on the left, as his accolade, as his reward, as his badge, as his trophy, that Master C is now a master. He did it. However, he left a fracture in the glass, but he did it. It doesn't matter. You can have a few errors in your black belt test and still be a black belt. And so I was fortunate enough, outside of the shack, hanging out in space, floating or whatever we were doing, to ask him about it. And he's a master. He's not really disappointed, but he was sharing with me how he was so hoping to be flawless. But in this level of consciousness, there is no flaw. It's all flawless. But I think he was expressing that to me about something for me. Because when I get out into these realms of possibility, when this first started for me, I could fly 100 miles above the earth and see all this expanse. And then I started to engage and incorporate my fear of expanse. You bring me on a high bridge crossing a major river, I get some a little wonky. So now, when I get into these experiences, I become conscious enough to know that I'm not able to lift as high as possible when I really want to just really go. And so I realize that the more I try to effort to lift, the more I try to effort to lift. And I think this is what Master C was expressing to me. Stop trying mastering to lift. Just lift. As he did in this test, he lifted himself to another level. Cosmic. I know it feels like you are on the earth. We are on the earth. We are the earth. We are of the earth. Do you really want to go somewhere else? Be somewhere else. It's not really a going, because you're not going anywhere. Because wherever you go, you are. It's more of a really shifting a dimension to another space. You may be sitting where you're sitting. You go to the bathroom, you shift it to another space. You shift it to the dimension of your bathroom. And you walk through a door and doorways to get to the bathroom, the one that you shut so you can have some privacy so no one can see you. Hello, Carmen de Shashage. I love me, Carmen. How you doing, dear? It's good to see you. It's been a while. Everywhere you go, you are. It is to become the rock star, your birthright. Every day, every night, when it becomes your ongoing plight to the universe, to God, Jesus, Buddha, whatever you call it, you can call it an ice cream. That which makes you feel warm, cool, appreciated, loved, nurtured, massaged. You don't have to call it anything. Just reflect on it. My hand immediately went to my heart. Your hand immediately goes to your heart. And I tell you, when you choose to start, if you haven't already, this place right here, you live in graciously, become of service to everyone. It starts with yourself first. Become of service to yourself. The Stargate, the Sacred Heart, opens up. It has no choice to. It's the law. Jesus says, you see him with the thorns around the heart, and the heart has this fire around it. He's saying, follow me. Not meaning follow me, Jesus. Follow me as your cosmic sibling so you can experience this big pane in the glass, this amazing explosion through the window, the glass, the veil, that to no avail will come when you become intimate with yourself. You have to touch yourself. You have to masturbate, I said that deliberately, with your soul. You have to arrive and release. Arrive and release. And this arriving and releasing, you are no longer renting and leasing an apartment, because you are now living in the house of many mansions. The door we're all looking for is upon you. It's here. It's called 2023. Dear Lord, I hope you can see. Vote all you like. Don't vote all you don't like. You simply are voting. Every moment, you stand in alignment with something beautiful. It doesn't require a pushing of a button or a signing of a name. The truth is already signed and etched on your heart. You're voting when you live in that space from the start. Stay passionate, stay sincere, stay humble, stay vulnerable, stay groovy, get out of the dramatic movie. Choose to be in the truth, which is the expansion of forever. It's an endeavor, I tell you, but it's a beautiful one. as you are beautiful. Daughter or son, I love you. Be good to you. It's cosmic. How does it feel to take in this message? Seriously, beyond the monkey. How does it feel to know, not just believe or hear, to know that you are forever? It alleviates the fear of death where there's no breath. It alleviates all you worry, you concern, all that you want to toss, burn into the purifying fires of wisdom. You are forever. You will never die. You sexy, beautiful human soul. You will never perish. But in order for that to happen, everything we know, to become conscious of it, has to perish. Cherish that. Cherish this time. Not only your life, but your life in this time is going to get loud. And in contrast, use that reflection to everlast yourself and launch yourself into cosmic. You don't have to die to live. Heaven on earth is here now. Wow. You are loved beyond measure.